Hey YouTube, and welcome to my channel. I'm Jeremy Murphy, also a host of Morgellons Discussion and Microscopy videos on YouTube. I'm making this video on this channel, my personal channel, because there are a lot of things, subjects, topics that I like to talk about that aren't Morgellons related at all. So this is a good place to put those. I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm definitely looking forward to making some more of these soon. So first of all, this video today is responding to Quentin Claussen's NFTs video. I like Quentin Claussen. I've interviewed him on my Morgellons Discussion and Microscopy videos channel. He's made a Morgellons video himself, and we may have a disagreement of opinion about some things, but I still respect him and his professional opinions. Regarding NFTs, however, I think his video really misses the mark. The first thing that I disagreed with right off the bat was the group consensus, basically presuming that everybody watching his video is in agreement with what he's stating. That really turned me off, and it was unfortunate to hear when you can just as easily say, most of us might agree. That's a lot different than we all agree, because we do not all agree that NFTs are stupid. Quentin's perspective, I feel leaned too heavily on the scammer aspect. There are some scams in NFTs, but the NFT community is aware of that, and they don't want that to cause a detrimental opinion about the scene. I think it would have been best to look at NFTs like any other collectible that anybody would spend an exorbitant amount of money on. It's not that NFTs are any kind of special or different than comic books or video games, retro video games. You know, you can buy a boxed copy of Super Mario Brothers for millions of dollars. Maybe just hundreds of thousands, but that's still a lot more money than it's worth. It's just an old game, an old piece of plastic with some chips in it from the 1980s. But it's the value that someone sees in that. Let's take it up a notch and let's talk about actual fine artwork. People spend millions and millions of dollars on paintings from people from hundreds and hundreds of years ago. And it's not because they're worth that much. Really, they're only worth the paint and the canvas and the frame. Really. That extra value, that millions of dollars of value, that comes from the person who sees that value, that worth in that piece of art. And NFTs are no different. When someone sees something, an NFT that they like, it may evoke an emotion in them. They may love that piece. And while we can't place a price on what the beholder feels that NFT is worth, they may be willing to pay that for that. They may be willing to pay more than the asking price if they enjoy that piece enough. So I think it's especially important to realize that NFT is an art medium. And what it's doing for creators is an aspect that I feel like Quentin's video missed an opportunity to discuss. You know, I drew comic books back in the 1990s. I wasn't very good at them. Some people said I was okay, but I lost the passion. Maybe it had to do with my illness. I got tick-borne relapsing fever. It's a lot like Lyme disease. And that may have had a lot to do with why the passion left. But when I saw NFTs, when I started witnessing the art that was going into them, it felt like a comic book revolution from the 1990s. When we had all these wild and interesting different aesthetics and colors and techniques, it just revolutionized the industry. But people weren't claiming that comic books are scams, because some people were paying 100 to 10,000 times the price that was printed on the book. They understood that that piece is rare. And yeah, sure, somebody could take a picture of that piece and every single page in it and have themselves a copy of that. But there again, they have physical ownership of the actual copy. They don't have that. That's what people are paying that millions of dollars for. One thing that I feel like Quentin missed the opportunity to talk about was physical unlockables for NFTs. And I'm not sure if that's because he's not talking with enough people in the community, but I feel like it really just came down to generalizing the whole scene. Unlockables in NFTs is when you have an artist who sells an NFT, and with that, whoever the buyer is gets the physical copy of the work. Now, this may be any kind of medium, maybe oil on canvas, it could be watercolor. I'm thinking about one gentleman in particular who draws with pencil and ink. And if somebody buys his NFT, then he will actually mail them a copy of the physical work that he took a scan of to sell NFT copies of. So what this really does is it empowers the artist while invigorating the industry. It may be trendy right now, but did comic books ever go away? Did painting ever go away? NFT is a medium for art. And as long as artists want to create, they're going to do that. But artists, since the beginning of time, have been going hungry and starving themselves to do what they're passionate about. So what is wrong in the millennium we live in, where we have more millionaires and a diverse group of millionaires, diverse culturally, ethnically? We have all sorts of different kinds of people, even across the age range of people that are becoming millionaires than ever before in history. We have more millionaires being made every day on this planet than any time ever before in history. And so what's wrong if they want to own something that they feel is worth it to them? I mean, yeah, it may not be every family on the planet, and yeah, I'm a person that struggles with my bills too. I work, but I still struggle just like everybody else. But if I have some extra money, if I have some extra money, it's going to go to bills, but that's just presuming that there's something I see that I love, an NFT that I want, I'm going to buy it. And I'm not going to feel bad about having it. It's not going to make me feel like I'm in an exclusive club, no more than having any of the comic books I have or have had over the years would make me feel like I'm in an exclusive club. I'm not going to use that basically to develop my self-confidence or replace a self-confidence that should have developed naturally. That's not the point of the NFT for me. So generalizing both the groups of people who create NFTs and the groups of people who purchase them, I feel misses the opportunity. And I would like to encourage Quentin Claussen to create, the Mental Health Master, to create a follow-up NFT video which addresses some of my concerns. What do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a comment down below. I'm going to leave a link to my coin tree. So if you want to check out some of my NFTs, which I love creating, I have a music NFT, photography NFT. NFTs just made me feel like making art again for the first time in decades. So I'm passionate about them, and I'd like to hear what you and the Mental Health Master have to think about that. You guys have a great week, and we will see you soon.